Hi guys, welcome to today's video. Welcome back to another episode of Spooky Season. Today I want to play around with the Gourmande Girls Call of the Sirens palette. Now, I mentioned in my Gourmande Girls haul, which I'll link up in the cards for you so you can see that if you haven't already. I feel like a siren is like, okay, a mermaid. Cutesy, pretty, sitting on the rock like la 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 la, flapping her tail around, being all cutesy, pretty, sun shining on her, lovely, having a lovely time. And then the siren is like luring you to the depths of the ocean to kill you. So, but they're pretty, but they're pretty dark, pretty mysterious, and I feel like that's pretty horrific. Pretty horrific. So that's why it's in spooky season. That's why I thought it would be fun to do this one and do like a mermaidy look. So I've got a very pink blush. I've got the Kaleidos Dreamwalk blush, which is kind of like that Dior blush dupe, and I have literally slathered that on my skin. All of the makeup that I have on my face is down in the description bar, but I'm just telling you these little details. And then I've got the Solmane Moonlight Feel Highlighter in Lavender Dream by Odens, and I've got that on the tops of my cheeks. It's very sparkly, it's very pink, it's very bold, it's very like artistic. It's not something I necessarily wear to go to the supermarket. It's very glittery, it's fun, which is why I thought it would pair nicely with this palette. So I think I want to kind of do like a dark, like using this grey and this blue, like a blue grey, and then mixing some of the pinky tones in and like in the inner corner to kind of reflect the blush. That's what I'm kind of thinking. And if I like the look enough, then I might put some little pearl details on. These have been sitting in my drawer for far too long, so I feel like I really want to play around with these little pearl details. I've got my little pearl earrings in, so even if we like pop one in, or maybe like, I don't know, we'll pop one somewhere just to say that I've done something artistic for once. Let's zoom in a little bit closer. I'm not going to bother with primer today because I'm lazy. Yes. By the way, sorry if you see that my skin is like crusty dusty. It is so dry this morning, and I put a mattifying foundation on, so I don't know why I thought that was going to be a good combination. It wasn't. I think the first shade I'm going to go into is the shade Moonlight, this lovely teal shade here, and I'm going to take it on a really fluffy brush and just put this through the crease. And I don't want too much product because I just want this to be like a hint of sea foamy green. I actually want it to kind of be more grey leaning and like with a pop of blue and stuff on the lid. So I just want it peaking, you know, like this. Like that to me is like a peaking colour, peaking duck. I feel like spooky season for me is just the chance to kind of push myself a little bit creatively as well, and just one, play with colours that I don't normally play with, two, get used to my palettes, three, try different things. You know, I'm such like a bog standard person when it comes to doing eyeshadow. I always do like light in the inner corner, dark on the outer corner. I feel like it's just such an easy method that is effective, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I am not ashamed for doing my makeup the same all the time, because it, like, I feel like it looks nice, but I do find that it then stumps me creatively whenever I go to do anything else, which, you know, I don't want to happen. Okay, nice. I like it. I'm just gonna pop a tiny bit in the actual crease itself, not blending it, just to kind of intensify the crease itself, but I'm not smoking it out. I just want it really tucked in there. Lovely. Nice, okay. I then want to take the shade Menagerie, this lovely grey tone here, and I want to put this on the outer third, I think. And then I'm just gonna kind of like blend the edges into kind of, it's taking it from a third to a half, but the piece that goes from a third to a half is more blended. I'm not like packing anything on. I really want to try and blend this out without being too like janky, so I'm just literally not taking anything on this brush and just going a sideways motion, just to kind of smoke it rather than dragging product out. Like dragging product out, but not intensely, you know, just taking the entrails of whatever's on the brush. Do you know, I don't think I've ever put seafoam green and grey together, but I actually quite like it. I'm just going to also take a tiny bit of Menagerie and just put this on the lower half of the lash line as well. Just here, just kind of connect it all up. I am going pretty heavy with that. Not like lots and lots of product, but I'm just layering it up in nice thin layers and just dragging it kind of on the lower lid. The lower lid? Well, yeah, like the lower lid, not just the lash line, but dragging it down a bit more and then going back up, dragging it back up and smoking it, dragging it out again, you know, doing the whole moving the product around the eye situ. I'm going to take the brush that we used to put that moonlight shade, the Seafoam. I'm not taking any product on it, but I'm just going to take that and just tidy up. I know that I want kind of the pink on the inner corner to kind of reflect that blush, so I'm going to go into that now just because I know I want it there. I'm going to go into Fairy, this shade here, and I feel like it kind of, I don't know why I was covering up my face, I could have just done this. I feel like it kind of matches the blush tone. It's not identical, this one's way more lavender, but I'm hoping that I can just kind of pack this on kind of the inner quarter and all over the inner corner here, and just like very carefully blend it up into that Seafoam. I don't think they're going to blend well together, they might go a bit murky, so I'm just being quite careful about that. And then I'm just dragging it on the inner half of like where we didn't put the other shade, what was it called, Menagerie. I'm just joining that up with this shade here, and the pink and the grey will go nicely together. They'll kind of like mix because they're both quite cool toned. Okay, I feel like I'm packing on and it's not like boom bap bam in your face, but I think once I get the shimmer on, it's really going to stand out. Everything within me really wants to play around with this Spellcast shade, like this beautiful lemon with green sparkles, but it's just not going to go with the look today. It's okay, but I really want to play around with this shade. I literally, before I get in the shower, I might just like put this through the crease and this on the lid just to be like, sparkles. I just love it, I love it. I'm going to go into the shade Elixir of Life, this pinky shade. I think it's the only one that's going to look nice on the inner corner. I think this is a bit too magenta-y. So I want to go into this one with my fingy. Whoa. Whoa. Ooh, ah. Look at that. How damn. Okay, I mean, I dipped into that once with my finger and I've still got more left. I'm just going to keep patting until I get to like, yeah, the middle of my lid. But I want it to be the most intense right in the inner corner. Oh God, that's pretty. That is pretty. I'm going to take the shade Undersea, I think. I think that blue shade would be quite nice and like merging with the pink. I'm going to go into this shade here. Oh my goodness, these are so pigmented. Holy moly. And then I'm just going to pack this from the outer corner and kind of like do the reverse of I want it the most intense here and then pushing it across. And then I'm going to overlap that pink a little bit. And this is where I feel like the Seafoam green peeking through the crease just kind of ties that blue in nicely. I'm going to go back into Elixir of Life just on my other finger, and I do this thing, right, where I get both shimmer shades on my fingers and I just like to go back and forth between them. I just feel like it creates this really nice blended mix, and I'm hoping it will turn a little bit silvery. Like you can kind of see between the sparkles it's turning a little bit silvery where that blue and pink are meeting. I am not mad at that. That is pretty, yes. I'm getting a little bit of fallout. I should have known that really. Like really intense glittery shades. I should just always do my eyeshadow before my base, but I didn't because I was getting excited about applying like this bright fuchsia pink blush on me. But it's fine, I don't mind. We're covered in glitter anyway. I want to go into the shade Lagoon, which is this deep navy blue. And I want to put this on the outermost corner, just here. Just add a little bit of like depth into the mix. But I don't really want to blend it out as far as I did the grey. I just kind of want to keep it on the inner corner. I'm just wiping that brush off on my Sigma switch and going into Menagerie, the grey shade, and just going around that blue with circular motions to kind of blend it out so it's not like a blob sitting on the outer corner. And then back into that deep blue like lagoon shade and just layer it back on top. I'm then going to take the big fluffy brush that I originally used for that like seafoamy green shade. Nothing on it, just blending. It's a little bit patchy up here, but that's fine. I'm not like, you know, we're just having fun, okay? This is not like a masterclass in how to do anything. This is just having fun. I'm going to take that moonlight shade, that seafoamy green, on the same fluffy brush and literally just windscreen wiper motions, just go on the top of those glitters, just to kind of like kick them down if they've travelled up a bit too far, and just kind of give that general sense of tidiness. And then using the side of the brush, just kind of blend the edges again. You can overblend. I overblend all the time by accident, but fine, it's fine. I've got a lot of fallout of glitters. Like I said, I don't really care because I've got like a really glittery highlighter on, so like the more the merrier, but just so you know, if you're applying these eyeshadows, probably best to put them on before you put your base makeup on, because I have got glitters. Well, I mean, you can see all over my face, all over my face. I mean, look at my highlighter. It is like chunky glitter, okay? I'm not mad at it, but I'm just letting you know, you're gonna have glitters all over your face. I'm gonna go back into that pink fairy matte shade, this one right here, and just re-intensify a touch. Just where we might have flicked it away. Cute. I feel like if I do any more, then it might ruin it. So I think I'm going to replicate this on the other eye, and then we can have some fun with some pearls, put some mascara on. In fact, I might even put a liner on. I got a liner out, where is it? I got my trusty dusty Colourpop cream gel liner in. Is it Prince Charming or just Charmer? Charmer, this shade. Let's see if I can one-handed put this on the lower lash line, waterline even. I love this, it's just like a deep plum. I love it a lot. And then just when it gets to the outer corner, I'm just kind of bringing it onto the actual lash line itself, instead of just the waterline, and then just ducking it back into the waterline and not bringing it on the outer or like the lower lash line halfway in. I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, well, I'm rubbish at explaining myself, okay? Oh, that's fun. That's fun. I feel like that's pulled the look together. Should I do a little bit up here? Oh God, I hate doing the tight line. Oh, I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. That's fun, that is fun. Okay, I'm gonna go do exactly this on the other eye. Mascara, and then we'll have some fun with these, maybe. I think we should. I think we should push ourselves to have fun with like little face gems. I never do it. I never do that. Let's do this. I am back. I have replicated this on this eye. It's always the second eye that looks better. Always the second eye. I actually, where is it? I put some little tape just here to kind of catch the fallout that was happening all over the place. So this eye looks better. I always find that. I actually got a comment on one of my recent videos that said like, because I'd restarted my look. I think it was my Gourmande Girls actually. I messed up my look, and I got a comment that was like, thank you for showing that you messed up and started again. And girl, like I always mess up and start again. I always find my second eye looks better than my first eye because I know what I'm doing. Like I'm not blending so much. I'm just going, yep, it's purposeful. And like I said, I overblend way too much. It's something that I need to like stop doing, is over blending, because things get just muddy. Whereas this eye I feel like isn't muddy. It feels more purposeful. This one does feel a little bit like, bleh. But that's fine, like we're just having fun with makeup, we're just having fun. And with my previous spooky season video, like I really didn't like the look that I created, and that's fine because we just had fun. But I really like this look. This looks fun. I like this. I want to put some pearls on my face. I just don't know where. I'm thinking maybe like just here. Like I could do them like a liner, or I could do them in the inner corner, and I feel like that would look quite cute, like 3 or like 2 on the inner corner. Let's just try it. Let's just see what happens, shall we? I think I'm gonna do one here. And I wanna just like blob a little bit of lash glue. Just there. Okay, I think that'd be all right, so it's not like in my crease. And like one here. Oh God, there's a lot of lash glue happening here. And then maybe we could just, yeah, let's do one here. Yeah, okay, I'm seeing, like, I've got a vision in my head. Dude, this is fiddly as hell. Right, okay, 1. Okay. Okay, right, 1. 2. Okay, and then I want like a mid-sized one for out here. Oh God, the glue's dried. There. Is that cute or is that weird? I'm not sure. I really like the tiny, I mean, I like it. I like the pearls. I think they're interesting. I think they're cute. Do I go for like another little tiny one? Like up here, maybe? Like another little tiny one to like echo it? Yeah, let's do that. More glue, please. What do we think? Do you know what? It's fun. It's fun, and if nothing else, I've done something different for once. Maybe I should do one like down here. Am I just like coating myself in pearls? I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna keep these pearls when I take them off, because these are, sorry, my chair is so squeaky. These are like uber cute. Like, I can so see myself using these. Let me duplicate it on this side, and then we'll put more on if I feel like I need more. Let me just go away and do that. Okay, I've replicated it on the other side. First of all, my brows aren't even. Didn't realise that until I went in here and realised this one was longer than this one. That's going to keep me up at night, so I'm going to have to fix that later, aren't I? Give that a little shave. The most difficult part of this wasn't the application. It was trying to get them to match. I think I've got them as even as I can. Sometimes good enough is good enough. I kind of really want to apply like 1 or 2 here, but I don't know if it's gonna be too much. Is it gonna be too much? I mean, this look is what it is. Maybe I just apply them. Maybe I just do it. But then I feel like the simplicity of not having too many is what's making it pretty. And then it will just be all pearly and not really looking at the eyeshadow. No, I'm gonna leave it there. That was a lot of conversation, sorry. I think it's kind of cute. It's not perfect, but it's fun. And I've not played around with like face gems, I don't think ever. And I've always wanted to. I really like the ones here. I think that I could get down with that more often. How fun, how fun. If you've got this palette, the Call of the Sirens, what sort of color stories do you play around with? I cannot wait to get into that beautiful yellow, like, let's just swatch it. Oh, look at that. Let me just do the whole like down the finger thing. Look at that. Look how pretty that is. Oh, the yellowy goodness. Yes. Overall, I've had fun, which is the whole aim of the game for spooky season, is to have fun and be creative. Like I said, if you've got this palette, what sort of color stories do you play around with? Have you got this palette? Have you been eyeing it up? I haven't got the matching like 6-pan cheek and highlighter palette that went with it, simply because I have enough cheek palettes and I don't typically go for them. So I was like, I don't need another one in my collection. If it was a duo, maybe I'd be a bit different because I could have put that in with my single blushes, but I don't have that. So let me know if you have that and if it's actually worth picking up, if it's really nice. I'm sure it is, because I really like Gourmande Girls as like a formula and as a brand, so I'm sure it's nice. I just don't have that one. But I've had fun. And I really, really like the colour combination that I've gone with. Apparently seafoam green and grey look beautiful together, so I'm thinking maybe I could do like another version of that, but really seafoamy and then really grey, or really grey blown out to seafoam. Honestly, like I just really love that combination. It's like bluey but deep, but not like navy blue, and I think mixed with that pink, I'm very happy with this. I'm very happy with this. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed today's video as much as I've enjoyed playing around with this palette and creating this look. Thumbs the video up if you have enjoyed, and let me know, is there another spooky palette that you would like me to play around with? If I have it, I can prioritize that palette next. But yeah, if you have this palette too, let me know. Let me know what looks you created with it, if you've got your eyes on this palette. But yeah, that is everything from me. Subscribe if you haven't already and ring the bell because you'll be notified of all the videos I upload. Until then, take care, stay safe, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!